again, but we'll get into it now. Spikes is trying to
The game might be live. Yeah, I should have looked over earlier. Didn't miss a kill though, chats. We did great. AK on defense, 2G on attack, and they're one map away.
Been watching Ascension would be giving a lot of praise here over to Dante, but this is somebody that in the Brazilian region has been owning.
Yeah, and for him to take the helm on so many of these agent picks versus 2G, like
whoa, how did he get double there?
Silence, and it's AK that, man, pushed up aggro as
yeah,
heck
this
right
is
off the rip.
Setting us up for the third map, surely.
Visit A, wrap around, and they lose, and 2G lose every duel. Not a single person drop from AK.
Deeper in depth, yeah, looks crazy.
Sorry, I had a black screen for a bit, which is why I couldn't see anything, but we're good now. But at least it's a great start for All Knights to win this on a pistol round and a flawless 2, right? This was
you should be able to put it in chat, I think.
We're able to bring this comeback, but it fell kind of short with how Spikes has been doing such a good job activating on that side. But now that he's going to be able to do this over here.
Said that yesterday in an AK1 from 412 down. I'm not taking any responsibility for that one.
Man, we had quite a
I take zero responsibility for that game.
Of like, we're thinking we have time to talk about narratives, maybe people's pets, and then all of a sudden it's just an all-out war just right at a lobby. And that's just the type of style that AK have on pistol. That's how they won the very first round previously. Now you just have fault line on Mount. Spikes, how does he deal with any Cypher trips? Well, lucky for him,
whoa, that was a util dump, man. Everyone's getting their assist.
That is not what 2G wanted to find.
Everyone got involved on those ones. Omen Flash, Breach Stun, Fade Eye, and the stun of the Neon. That was awesome.
This is also, we haven't seen too much of All Knights in Ascension, at least onto playing Lotus, right? This was also something that was mentioned on the desk early on by Roy. But I think this is also because people are respecting 2G a lot on this Neon pick, on Dante overall, where when you're looking at the map veto process against all of these teams, since the beginning of the group stages, it's really always been
that was nice.
Lotus being banned by their opponents or floated out and banned as a second map ban. So All Knights have always been picking pretty much Haven, which was the other strong suit.
You watched the game back last night. The guy, the Brim, yeah, the Brim was tanking him, man. Brim was out here trying to catch the grab nets.
Fault line, run through with a Fade Eye, and really pinch your opponents here.
Chat, we're gonna miss this map or not?
And already from the get-go,
I think I'll miss playing this map more than watching this map. I actually enjoy playing this map.
30 seconds, passive camps too, just to try to see if there's any early aggression coming out. But All Knights want to play more reactively.
I'm afraid of All Knights. I mean, we just experienced two
Eden's EP, thank you so much for the 5 months, bro. I've been watching much. Who do I have winning? Our M80 still the favorites.
Really try to take their time.
I would be tempted to say that 2G are the favorites after what I've seen, but I think technically M80 probably still are. But it's crazy close, bro. The problem is this 2G team is crazy stacked.
It's too little too late with the spike down. AK gonna wrap around. Baby door was broken. 2G have to be aware. They could be surrounded. Don't have time to play outside the site besides maybe over at Tree.
Icebox has more strategic depth than Lotus. Saying that one's wild.
And Dante is hunting for more. Pricey will trade and 2G will still remain.
It almost felt once again it was going to be one of those moments where All Knights can retake the site with this Neon composition, and Luis once again in another moment where he survives with HP, low HP remaining off of TP in the end.
Ever got angry while coaching? Probably had more angry days than happy days.
A trap play once again for All Knights at the very beginning. Understandable, their bonus round here, so they're waiting to see if there's going to be any protocols off tap orbs so they could pitch back towards the C site. If not, triple push towards B. And once they realize that for 2G's passive play, that Silence saw this push over on the B site.
This guy's using the skin again, man.
That could be fairly quick, so they.
Chat, how you know your shop in the game? How long does it take to refresh?
Thankfully, with a couple of players still alive at the end of the round, to still keep their economy quite healthy in this gun round. But it is a
24 hours
that could happen here, where 2G could take the lead potentially by 2, because winning this next one could potentially break the economy of All Knights in round number 4.
You got it in the store today? No, you didn't.
You got Noden by from Nico, just roaring away at A lobby.
Chat, what other colors this guy come in?
Respecting this, so 2G will fight for the left side. camera from Tinshoff. Maybe spot this.
crispy.
It's gonna be the same shot from AK where they open the door.
Man, this guy's
I
fast.
like that. Luis is trying to deny this. He'll go 1 for 1.
Midnight for me,
Give a
my
chance
time.
for 2G to advance with their backs protected on the site. It's
Damn, where am I,
Tinshoff.
bro?
He just gets run over.
Holy hell, the neon off.
Spikes just slid right into his own death. AK
Big Joel,
Luis
no
is gonna
way,
come to the
he won
seaside.
this.
It comes
Okay,
down
the
to a
massive
1v1.
1v1. Fade ult as well, and you're going to be using the fade ult.
Against Sabanda while being blinded, and now with this ult,
Love this
sorry, with the plan,
reposition.
still had the ult
This
to
guy
work
might
with, so
consider
he has
it.
an opportunity to really play against Nico Machine, who takes the long route with the Odin. Prize is still winning in that corner though, and he's
Right, I feel
watching
like
that
when he
angle.
turns the corner, this guy's going to check the left slightly.
He's gonna win.
Damn, very
Odin's
nicely
a big
done, bro.
boy, and
Played
it
this
doesn't
well.
work out. Pricey evens things up for 2G.
This is really
after
close.
AK
Gonna start
King
looking at the money here as
swinging
well.
for
That's
the
Nico.
fences With 2 flawlesses, 2G is so composed,
The
resilient.
neon,
They
the
fight
Neo
back.
Frontier Phantom.
and I
Yeah,
wanna
that's
talk
the one I was
about how
talking
important
about.
the position was there for Pricey on that 1v1, because he holds back towards the switch. If the door gets open, he can
It has
play
a
close
purple
range in that
variant.
area.
That's the
he
best.
watches the angle towards the B main in case it's being flanked, and not too many cases will a person just
Yeah, maybe I
walk
can use the
into
Phantom
B
with
main
this
from the
one.
B side.
Gives me
try to
hope.
clear angles because you have to go for a 50-50, and it's easier for you to just flick back on that side.
Purple, gold,
And if
blue.
the spike was gonna get tapped. He has
Gold.
the,
I don't know about that.
the ult to work with to really try to find where his opponent could be within that site. So very nicely done by Pricey, being a key component in the last 2 rounds in terms of 2G able to string 2 rounds in a row. As we mentioned, this economy is now broken here for All Knights in round number 5, and 2G has a chance here to regain the lead here in this series.
Be good stun. Whoa.
Heavy push, first bloods, back to back.
This
for
this
2G.
Omen's really
Just
stepping up.
absolutely obliterating the A site. No chance for trades from AK.
That's
And with Sheriff,
mental,
you just
but
hope and
we'll
pray
take it.
for the best.
yeah. We
This
get a
is
breach ult
racking
for
up
the
a
next big
ton of
buy
ult
round as
orders
well
now
now.
for 2G.
My
Sure.
ultimate
But
is
hey,
ready.
Tinshoff will
Weapon here.
do what he can, catching 2G, extending out of the site, doing a bit of exploration, but now Tinshoff revealed here at the staircase. Doesn't stand a chance. 2G on a roll.
Yeah, I was going to say there was an opportunity at least to do some econ damage. The 2 players playing outside of the site were one-shottable by the Sheriff in a chest shot there by Tinshoff. Even a leg shot probably could have taken down Zap. But thankfully, still pristine in terms of the
Not
shots.
gold.
and
It's
I
more
gotta-
like Case Harden.
I gotta praise here 2G
Yeah,
so
I'd have to
far
look
in
at it.
terms of the supporting cast around.
Okay, now
what
we
always
get a
call
really
the
big
show
buy
around
round. We got a
Spike and
little light
Silence, but
armors. We
Luis is
got
doing a great
7
job since map
ults.
number 1. Zap has activated a little bit
And
more here in this map.
we
and
can
Pricey
safely say
again
that these
has
ults are
closed out
stronger.
2 rounds so far for 2G. They're looking much stronger here in this second, or in today, and in the last 2 matches even. From the M80 game to this one now today against All Knights. No op available here for Dante. It's going to be a rifle, and okay with that because we know that they want to try to
Okay,
go for
it's
this.
now
really
with the
rotate, not
Odin
give
over
a chance for
towards
their
here.
opponents to really
It
set up
is
in the post play.
incredibly hard for
They
them to
are
get
spread
back out
across the map
towards
here
A.
to find
Like, you would
this
have to
information
smoke
a little
here,
bit
and
more
then once the
passively.
smoke's there, this guy's gonna spam you for the whole time.
The Odin just completely locked down the right side of the map.
Double kill
now.
trip.
It's a nightfall.
Or
you
neon.
have tons more in the bank, but Spikes gets pinged by a trip or something, and he
No,
just gets
well, he
caught.
saw him, though.
Shoelace is tied up, and 2G will at least make the most of Spike's sacrifice. And it's just absolute chaos
Whoa,
here,
this is-
back and forth. Just
It feels like we're watching in. It feels like I'm still on the 1.5 mode from the YouTube video that I watched. It was nuts.
Well done there, my Nico Machine. A little bit of
I like the
redemption
idea
after
though.
losing
It's
that 1v1 against
fade
Pricey,
all
but
into Omen ult, and then you
I
Omen
again,
back at sight,
really nice
and
on
it
how
didn't
they're
like
playing
it didn't feel like
within
it processed in
this
his head
map
properly.
here, for the side of the attack side for 2G, because they really avoided all this utility that was being thrown by Dante, even avoiding the relay bolts being thrown by Dante to really go for these instant trades. But yes, we are going, it seems like, to be witnessing
You're showing
such
your
a
age there,
bloodbath between
Bacon.
both of these teams. I think it's going to be a map where if you blink, you're going to miss it. So you have to make sure that you keep your eyelids open here, chat, and make sure that you pay attention to this matchup between these 2 teams.
Do not blink, especially with how fast these teams play. And it's not even about retakes. It's about just holding the wall.
We fighting.
We fighting. We scrapping it out. And again, right side map control for AK limits the options for 2G. They've usually only
Whoever
sent
loses
one
got
of
eco.
Louise to And if
Fador
all
is
B,
probably
so
going to be
that door
everything.
doesn't get open, the
Man, they
defense doesn't
lost
shoot
a
'em in the
round where they
back, so
used
it's been
Breach,
great
Fador,
adaptations
and Omenal.
for 2G. Do they wonder if this Odin is still
Devastating.
here after being so quiet for so long?
Did they use I mean,
Well,
they
were
must
gonna
have.
check it out. Let's get the Prowler out.
Must use a
and
Cypher
with
ult
that,
as well.
they'll
They
know
used
the
4
Odin's
ults
still
and lost the
there, right?
round.
So they had a forward camera on the attack side, so nobody's there. The Prowler went on one side, so it's time to pivot towards C. Break the
How's this
circle
guy
if you
crouching
can.
everything?
If they can, that's the tough part. 2G.
Dude,
are
these
just getting caught
Cypher
in the
trips
heel. This
are
corner.
absolutely annihilating them.
And Tinchov just stands there and holds for a 3K and another. Blacklight flawless for all nights.
Yeah, and it's
Very
moments like
difficult
these
to
they're
do
probably
to
like,
take over
damn,
the
I wish I
Cypher.
had a
You're also
raise or
playing a
something.
composition that doesn't really allow for you to break too much of the Cypher trips. The best thing you have potentially is to break it with an aftershock, or to have your Prowlers come through to find and pinpoint where those trips could be and run through as a
Oh,
Prowlers
this is definitely a
being
talk
hit.
about the
And I
trips
think
over
that
towards
was something that
C.
was maybe missing a little bit here on the side of 2G here when they're executing towards the
Before
attack.
teams are
'Cause,
nasty,
like
yeah,
I said, they had
I
this
think
forward
anyone
camera
can take
position
it
from
from what
the
I've
Cypher that
seen.
was eyeing towards the C side all along, trying to see who was turtled in, who was trying to rotate out, depending on what noise we can make. But on the side of 2G on that within that round, they didn't do too much noise at all. They never pulled any type of rotates around. They never tried to prod into the B side to see who was really there. They heard that the unbreakable door was broken. Sorry, the breakable door was broken. And then they realized that there was probably a strong side hold towards the A site. So let's just flood towards C, and then hoping.
Yeah, once we got more time with it, Ivy, we can
opened up against the Cypher setup.
or we'll just keep it going at a
You saw how
one-time
it
speed.
unraveled. Not enough util to break those trips, and they all fell from the double spam on both the players of All Knights on a defensive side.
And AK are funneling 2G exactly
Tried to squeeze
where
too
they
much
want
in,
them to be.
basically.
They deny C site, which has been kind of the bread and butter at the earlier rounds for 2G, where they had that initial success. And it's forced now with this Odin buy, with the right side of the map being occupied. 2G are funneled into
think America's
B or C,
Ascension
and now
players
the
are gonna be looked
Cypher
at by
util,
tier
you're
1
talking
teams, yeah,
about
for sure.
something that 2G have to address in this tactical timeout.
There's some
But
talent
the
here.
trips aren't at the front door. They're not easily accessible, and by the time Spike slides, he's being caught by that. You can't afford to lose your star
Okay,
player
well, now
like
it's pretty
that.
obvious that they're going to go
We'll see
aggro over
2G
towards A,
adapt
so they
to
decide to go
this. Now
4
instead of
people.
worrying about C,
And
they're
this
really
guy
gonna
could
press
really
this
clean
map
up,
control
man.
on
The
the A
Omen there did
side,
great to actually kill
and
the
it
other
just
Omen.
won't be a scrap. Spike with the ults dances around with the speed. They deal with the AK pillar standing in their way, and it's a 2v2 as the dust settles.
4 HP though.
But low
Oh
on
boy.
HP for Spike too. They are making a lot of noise. And
Oh
Dodge is
my.
just trying to spear across.
One
Full
enemy
solo
remaining.
now.
Last player
Spike
standing.
down. That Odin did damage. And Spike still has breath in his lungs at 4. And did what he
Yeah, and the
can
comms
to
obviously
slip
came in
by
on the
the
low
angle
HP there,
pinch
so it was
off,
kind of
but it's
nice.
AK up
Dude, these rounds are
ahead.
close though.
Util started off so good on the attack side too for 2G. The haunt was thrown out. It did get the ping. It did get the fault line onto. I
Yeah,
think that
they're
was
gonna get too
Sabanto
many
that was
rounds on
playing
defense,
top
are
of
they
the
not?
rubble. Indeed it was, and as he dropped, he just held it there. Even if he got ping, he trusted his teammates across. He trusted the util coming in from the defensive
Wait,
side.
it's
to
Cypher
stall this
into
aggression
a
coming out from
into
Spikes
a
at the very
Killjoy.
beginning
I mean,
with
sorry, into
the
a
overdrive.
Neon. Both of the
But
teams
yeah,
are actually
it
going to
all
struggle with the
becomes
same thing.
a bloodbath towards the end from both of these teams, and as the dust settles, it really comes down to the position towards the end, because you're also continuously playing in the unknown after.
More of a closer round for 2G, trying to contest the A side. It's worked out for them to just avoid C with all the Cypher annoyance that is caused for Spike. Now the Nightfall for the defense. Just slow down this push, and then they line up
Absolute
all the
freebie.
ducks, and 2G just going one by one. Now a bit stuck in tree, waiting for the push from Zap, who's got no util. Got nothing really
they
to fight
pretty much
back
just
against
went-
AK. So at least going for orb.
They
or
pretty much
even if
just
they
butted
want
their
to
heads
reveal their
against C,
position,
and now they're just butting their head against
you know,
A.
AK continue to be stoic on this site. 2G even have access to stairs if they wanted to wrap around. But it's 2G that lack numbers. I don't know if they could really take the risk.
Yeah, and even if they did, you have a passive angle being watched by Adverso, so they're playing the numbers advantage for All Knights, keeping the protocols up. And now you're forcing the hand of 2G to work it inside that site, but there's 4 players ready to fight against you.
And an Odin, tier 2G. The only thing they had
you
last
guys-
was
you
a
guys
Han,
can
got
cancel and
immediately
go
shot,
elsewhere.
maybe
Left.
the best of viewers, you could tell if it's from the high ground or how close inside of the site it was. 2G, smart move to cross into B, leaving a duckling behind there of Zap to cover their backsides. Who's even gonna go in deeper than that? Spike will be planted with just 2 holding there for 2G. And Zap catches them off guard. He'll go once, and he gets the second, and deals with the util.
Bro, it's so
but
fast
not
paced at the moment. I don't know if it's because the observer's like
Now,
flicking too fast or if it is just feels like this.
surrounded. You can't do much else about it. AK on an absolute tear.
Their defensive setups are so good right now for All Knights if you're not breaking this early utility. So this time not playing as aggressively, at least into what? The first 10 seconds of the A side, but that trip that's watching over that side. Usually when you're playing a Killjoy, you're placing an alarm bot right at that entrance to where the staircase is.
Also fine, don't you worry about it.
So that you could actually get those players inside to be ready. But the extra layer that they add on top of that on the defensive side for All Knights is the fault line from Adverso. So as they break the trip on the attack side, the fault line comes through so he could continue to slow players down so that Nico Machine could continue to position himself in great spots. And throwing out the Nightfall, it really throws a wrench into the plans of what 2G were trying to do as they're trying to execute on a split towards this A side. When you have so many players across that side and you're watching all these pushes and you have amazing aimers, it's hard for 2G to capitalize on a round win here. So small buy coming out on the attack side. Again, another initial engagement, war of attrition of utility towards the A side. But now you're just trying to prod towards C and hoping that the shares could land.
And going through such a long
Lotus doesn't have mid-rounding. Who's saying that?
They have,
Don't tell me that's Sane again.
Multiple failed attempts now on the right side. They got the space, but AK plays so far back. It's been hard for 2G to have the right angle to find the approach. This time they'll go through tree. They're coming in quick. Pressure on Nico with that Odin. He's got the backup.
Spike
AK ready. Spike planted. Here's the retake from AK. They got smokes up. Nightfall from Prizey to just ensue the chaos.
It's so much chaos, man. It actually moves too fast. The observer needs to chill out and pick a side.
That 2G have. The Rolling Thunder emerges from Adverso. 2G taking a step back. And the numbers, the weaponry are failing them. In time, 2G just have to play their lives. They have to play time. The defuse has been procced, and 2G are trying to prevent it. There's not much silence.
Oh my god, how? I'm pretty sure that was...
Yeah. Oh no, I got it.
I'm pretty sure that the bar was done.
Oh my god.
Bang on top of that with the
I thought the bar was done. That must have been insanely close.
They had the better weaponry that you mentioned here, Lemon Kiwi. They had ults to work with too. I'm actually surprised here that 2G
Oh, needs to slow-mo that? Yeah, that is insanely close.
But there was still a Rolling Thunder available for All Knights. That should have been around here.
2G, yeah, 2G won the round.
Came back in favor of 2G. I think, did Slinky just mention here that it was going to be an easy round for All Knights or something? Did he just cast a cursed team there?
What the hell?
For All Knights? But nonetheless, 2G stays alive, and they stay alive this round. Surprise
what?
play on the attack with a slide from a flash that gets stopped right away by Zap with the ADS.
That's so unnecessary.
And even on Abyss, like All Knights like to pull out these random aggressive strategies, whether it's putting Sabano in a corner or now just sending Dante to slip through. But 2G are a mechanical team.
Damn, that's how this gun reloads? This gun's sick, dude. Give me the skin.
2G, stand on guard. Now that the spike is planted with AK trapping on the other side of the map with silence awaiting them.
Yeah, at this point, after getting punished so early, no choice but to save the weapons. I love here that we're going on a hunt. Why not? Yes, the economy's not the best here so far for the team for 2G, but still good enough for silence. He's at 4,100. So if you could actually drop this Odin and not give a chance here for All Knights to leverage that a little bit more here on the defensive side, that might open the doors here for 2G to push a little bit earlier out towards the A side, which maybe would have even tied the game. But overall, the spike's going to go
Called
off.
out more on every broadcast. Yeah, it's insane, isn't it?
For All Knights, watching each other's backs. They should be safe enough here to save these weapons for both of these teams. And still a saving chance for All Knights to hold up here towards the A-side Robo with this Odin still available.
I mean, even Abyss was a 6-6 half, and we're kind of heading that direction. This is as close as it gets. I still can't get over that silence clutch with the sheriff. Like, it looked 100% diffused on my screen. I was confused. I can't believe that baby can
Wait
sleep.
for the China stream.
This
Dude, one of the players shouted, "It's me and Ryan out today."
Yeah, silence has been
kind of made it as well.
Definitely in these sheriff moments. Remember yesterday when, if you guys were watching against M80, got a 4K sheriff round to save the round there for 2G and really allow for 2G to get such a good sunset matchup, which would be the third map decider if all nights continue such a good defensive round to start. I mean, getting 6 to even 7 on the defensive side is a great start here for all nights on the defensive end. And now an opportunity here to close it up with one more. Aggressive angle coming out from Dante, but there is going to be a lot of utility potentially pushing him back, and then a rolling thunder to open up the C site.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god, Dante is really playing with fire. Will slip out, even with the stun. Now rolling thunder for 2G to take advantage of maybe Dante playing close. 2G are on the chase. They got smoked off. They don't care. They have sight control now. But it's the retake you got to worry about from All Nights.
Spike planted.
Flash, Prowler, Haunt, Paranoia.
Yeah, I mean, they got a lot to retake with. Yeah.
From All Night.
Oh, that's the main one.
Oh, Sabano? Oh.
What?
USA, but I don't know.
Bro, and then he gets the Omen flash off because of it.
And the retake is there. Dante shows up. And he's obliterating
that
the
interaction just
now the
literally
ult
decided the whole round.
with
And he
smoke
smoked the
out.
diffuser as well.
All they could
Like,
see
that Omen
is the
surviving
L
is
with
just
AK
everything.
cursing, of
What
course, by
was that
Six's
kill, though? How's he
prediction
got
with a
this?
7-5 half.
Yeah, and I love it, at least from Dante and also from Adverso. Remember, Dante's getting hunted down by his opponent's Spike, Zap, and more utility following behind. He gets stunned on top of that, but the counter stun that came out from Adverso allowed him to fall back. Then when you're spending so much utility here on your attack side to get into C, you just really called out every single piece of utility that was available for the defensive side to retake there for all nights, Lemon Kiwi. But what do we have for the attack and the post plan? Basically nothing left. There was no fault line because it was on cooldown. They had no more utility to push the
Same
players
boy shot
back,
the other guy
and
instead
then
of getting
you just
shot.
have the
But dude, his aim's on the
unloading of
floor,
utility on the
Achilles.
defensive side that did not give any
Not
single
watching this guy's
chance
POV?
for the attack side to play the pulse plan. Yeah, apparently rumors are there is Sadat going to
Did you
Captain
nerf the
Corp.
paranoia
That's
duration
crazy,
as a possible Omen nerf?
timeline that we're currently living
Yeah,
in, but I'm
you
here
definitely
for
could.
it.
That flash has been nerfed and
Everyone's
nerfed and
asking
nerfed
for gun
though.
buddies or jerseys in the crowd. Like, you know what? Milk that. Get it. It's your chance to meet these teams at LAN. Wish we were there, but man, I could not contain my excitement if we were there with the crowd. A 7-5 half now for All Nights on their map, and to really just play a step back, to let the other team have the site and play for retakes, to let Dante loose the way that he is. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, they also did. Achilles did it in the show match as well.
And we'll go now. The next
Happened already.
half on pistol, where All Nights have been pretty solid.
But the
when it comes
wingman
to
jumping
pistols. We'll see if that can help them build more momentum in this game.
Yeah.
Will you
Right
learn
now, Chad,
Mandarin
you
to
see these
appeal
signs
to the
coming out
growing
here from
Chinese
Sadat. Just make
audience?
sure
I think
here at
you
this
are
point that you don't really
heavily
jump to conclusions.
overestimating how smart I am.
Unless it's, you know, I don't want to harp on people. Let's focus now. Here.
My brain doesn't accept stuff that isn't
Valorant,
Valorant, man. I'm
pretty good
telling
on
you.
the defensive side. They have an opportunity now to continue with this tempo on the attack end. When you're looking at the buy that both of these teams have, they are trying to leverage a little bit more of buddy systems with a lot of ghosts being purchased on their side. Not too many sheriffs on that end, if not any at all. So you are expecting here that there's going to be
Just learn,
some
yeah, true.
sort of mid-range close fight battles around this Neon and this breach. And it starts off the defensive side for 2G on the A side.
Okay, what?
And all
AK's
nights,
going to
they
have the
only wanna pivot
same
for
issues, man. The
B
Cypher trips are going to be
control and C
everything.
control, leveraging the revolving door depending on who they could spot, who they could pick, and maybe who they lose in the process.
Nico with the Prowler buy. Help get them some vision at B. Smokes in place to limit the amount of entries that AK have to address. He still has the haunt. Got cameras from the defense checking out C. Very passive late back position with support in waterfall. All Nights aren't coming in guns blazing the way that they did in the first 2 rounds, which was like 10 seconds, 2 rounds went by, 2 blacklight flawlesses for All Nights.
But there's
Always come.
fault line coming off the camera potentially here, so they could fight back as well. You see the setups already coming from the B side with no execution coming through.
I thought for a second it was going to go on
Just
those.
one single camera gives enough information right here for 2G
because
to
that fade eye, they completely changed their plan. They were going to go back over towards AB.
Fighting the C site, but
I imagine B with the time.
30 seconds left.
All Knights are very good at being flexible, and this time they'll flex their way onto the site, getting hit by some breach utility.
Weird round,
All
man.
Just try to hold on as best as they
This
can.
Omen on defense can win, right?
Oh, yeah,
We ate a flash.
Smoke, not able to find teammates or help, but the spike left.
Yeah, I mean, they get a pistol each on this map. It's
2G
very much
with
open.
patience that pays off.
100%. And as it was a stop and go for All Knights to fake the C site. Remember, when the breach is still holding towards this B heaven, it's still a good fault line for him to just pivot for the hit towards C or the hit towards B. And the reason why you went for the re-hit on the C side as a fake here for All Knights was because they avoided the camera, they also avoided the haunt, which then means they have zero information of trying to see if All Knights really will try to go into the C site. So as you fake that part of utility, it is pulling out some players to rotate over on that C site, and I think we jumped a little bit too early on the side of All Knights to try to work out towards the
very
B site,
respectable.
as Tinshov got easily picked off by Spike,
very
and
respectable.
the rest was 2G's victory at hand to hold down the fort on the B site hit. So All Knights in a full classic save. It's being watched here once again, caught in 4K. And they at least don't know that it's Silence now setting up towards the A site.
Oh, chill.
He's got a lot more than what he bargained for.
Yeah.
We were really out in the open here.
Flood out this defense. We're only down by one, but then AK lost focus as they tried to address just multiple lanes. And it's all up to Dante. The 1 versus 3, and they all came at him, but he was
his tracking
able
there
to
was
stay and
mental.
at least do a bit of damage.
That was really
Still a
good.
2G round.
Shout out to the Zeta Division buddy that was on that Bulldog. I think that's on Silence, right? So quite cool, giving support here to APAC, but as you saw, there was maybe
Do a mosh cosplay.
Overconfidence
how would that
coming out
work?
here from Silence at the very beginning.
Just
as he
a-
spotted the Cypher lurking
just a
up, did not expect there was going to be
circular
a surprise family
green
photo as soon
suit.
as he got picked off here. And
He
as
could be the guy from
gets the first
Deadlock
pick,
as
the
well,
quad
right?
swing came out, but there was
Could
unfortunately
be
no more
multi-use.
damage being
Got 2 cosplays
being
in it.
dealt with by All Knights here after that first pick. So nice little hold in the end, but a very low bonus round for 2G in this round number 15.
Spike is almost trying to just force Util out of AK, and we haven't seen Spike just be so aggressively active like that off the rip of a round. He'd rather play safe and off of the Util and just off of team play, while Dante's more likely the one to W key and go for multi-kills and to put the team on his back.
The slug cosplay? Yeah, I don't even know where it is, Bacon. I'm not gonna lie to you.
They re-clear, and so they did with a double kill off at Verso. Open up the C
It has to be in
Zap
England somewhere.
be there to hopefully try to slow it down and at least go 1 for 1 if he continues to hold this corner.
Almost feels like all 10 players have to up their DPI and double it up from like 800 to 1600 to 3200 depending what DPI you
That's a
play
good
at,
callback, yeah.
because when you're getting stunned consistently by Dante and
Yeah, you
Verso,
can tell by
Spike,
the camera
and
he's just
Zap,
checking it
you
to see if
have to
people
be
are pushing in,
snappy here
taking
if
time.
your crosshair placement isn't there. And thankfully Adverso got that pick there onto Spike that was trying to move forward, trying to add that surprise factor.
Damn,
And
Bacon,
again,
you're
I
really trying to hit
respect
with the
that bonus
guilt. That's
round here
crazy.
for 2G.
And look at you now,
Spike
though,
also,
Bacon.
as I've mentioned at the beginning of this matchup, a great Neon player that had a lot of eyes on him in the past too over at 2G, because he was pretty much dominating as Neon in the Brazilian region, or the Brazil region. I think if I'm not mistaken, it was also like playing on blind at some point. Just rocking with it. Nonetheless, though, 7-7 scoreline tied up, and you see this pivot back from All Knights
Jesus.
into a plant on the inside of 2G.
Bacon's so angry
Close
today,
net gap,
man. He's
looking
got
for
so
these
much
exits.
venom.
Not necessarily looking to see if not necessarily looking to save their Bulldogs, but maybe even upgrade outside of the radius if some players were there. But AK
See me as a
seems to be
variety
okay here
game
to
streamer? Dude,
save
I
their
gave you
5
some
rifles
variety today. I
outside the
played
A side.
Valorant,
They'll meet no oppositions from the
and
flank.
now I'm watching Valorant.
Little Prizes
That's
swings out here.
The definition of variety. Today, yeah.
Just, at least
You did
2G
both.
Kind of cut to the, wow, okay, Zap did a lot there.
Damn, man, people make the
We had low
Bulldog look
expectations.
incredible.
He tried to find the shortest route so he didn't have to play long A. He cut through B, wrapped around, and some serious work.
Even Silence got a 4th kill just before
When
he
I
died
play
to Swipe.
anyway, it's like
So
watching your
actually,
teammates
the
stream.
bonus round
That's
becomes
crazy.
amazing here.
Confusing me with a sideshow stream, surely.
One player left alive in the pulse plant.
Damn, look how clean that looks.
Sorry, the bonus was perfect for 2G as there's only one player left here for All Knights. This is not that great of a result that you wanted to have here coming in.
We got the buy against the bonus, but the bonus ended up doing insane damage that we
at least they'll have a rolling thunder guard.
Have a massive round here.
Slow pacing coming in here from the A side just to bait out util. I mean,
nice. That was a sick breach stun though.
Because there's not going to be any smokes on your actual execute, so you probably have to start tempoing a lot faster than you should right now. Because if you give 2G an opportunity to breathe and reset,
they probably still use the breach all into it though,
just
because it's such an important round.
It'll be tough. Thankfully, fast lane with rolling thunder could be the saving grace to get inside.
Wait, why do we have no trips?
And it was a great read to use the fault line when he caught Sabano teleporting. Now this camera in a safe location will not be shot, but it lines up things for Silence. The info pays off. The Outlaw will play at the back, and Zap will take over from the waterfall side. And it's just adverse.
Because we only had one trip so that we could afford the Outlaw to do that.
Economy was already put in shambles from the last second damage that 2G
So they just want to shoot him? Yeah. I mean, I got my answer instantly.
Ideally, like to keep this weapon, but he's got some safety behind
this
this
team
mount,
is,
but no longer.
Legit, bro.
This time on 2G's side.
Man, Silence really does it all. From Jet Duelist to KO to Cypher anchoring, he's
Eagle cam or the cam
every
still
role
fine?
very comfortably and looking.
You can even do one that's like slightly outside of the map and it's still fine.
All-around great player
like all the way at the top. You can't see him two-step flying.
Here if 2G doesn't have an opportunity to ascend now into partnership, and I love just a simple setup of a camera. A couple of rounds ago, got spotted and broken, but this time he hit it within the foliage, which was really good. First off, spotted them, and secondly, did not go for a ping so that he gives his position away, which then allows for him to get
on the cam. Yeah, they're probably farming
ranks,
honestly.
because of the amount of damage that they were able to do in their bonus round against All Knights. To drop 4 players, to force a gun round with small shields. Just great heads-up play by understanding that economy here for the defensive side. Now All Knights are forced to time out. They could hopefully carry things back in their favor here, where they should have control. They should have control of this attack side under map pick.
Yeah, this is a very strong map for All Knight. They're forced to take a pause after they've only taken one offensive.
It's pretty much only illegal if it like can't see, like if it bugs any of the
just being
extras.
caught by just walking into an area where their position has been discovered. You already pointed out how Silence played that C site so well. So now it's about opening up the strap book, and if you're All Knights, they've been quirky with it too. And I think Sabando has been a really creative player that you can insert in these spots, and I wonder if All Knights can talk about what the weaknesses are in terms of map control for 2G, where to insert those players where you could convert more numbers to get more multi-kills.
This timeout,
guys, you don't need to do this.
They're fighting here already.
No joke.
I mean, honestly, it's shot. You guys can do
He didn't
this.
have any visitors last time he sat
They went double
mound.
aggro
And All
with
Knights
guns against the
contested it.
ecos.
But man, they all fell. But
I
to
mean,
be
the fact
fair,
that he got the second
weaponry
kill with the
wasn't
neon was
favoring
everything,
All
yeah.
Knights.
Not ready yet.
Now they can start to salvage
They
this
breached them
economy
from B
by
again.
gifting over around to 2G. They'll wait around this corner, maybe trying to give a sense of security to 2G.
Screwed.
I like a lot of their breach
There's
stuff on
Arcane
defense.
just
Looks
left.
good
They
right now.
can't really cross over to pick it up. The only thing is winning off the fault line, and somehow the fault line was good enough. Everybody was converted now for 2G to just try to group up and not let them cross over and pick it up, and that fault line really saved everything in a double swing. Wow, okay.
It's too much for Luis to handle, but at least the rest of 2G
We got a
back
breach
him
all
up.
off that last kill as well.
All
So
Knights. At least it was a quick one, so they could start to get towards weaponry that'll be a bit more even against their opponent. But both these teams have been trading blow for blow, and this is series point for 2G after a win on Abyss, after they've done so much work to improve their Abyss, especially their offense, as the desk pointed out. So we'll see what All Knights can do on their map pick, one that they were undefeated on the last 5 times they've been to Lotus. All is in All Knights' court.
I like to see here after the timeout, all Knights taking a little bit more once again, some mid to be
Another round where they got to eco if they lose it.
The defensive side has been set up here for both of these teams.
Breach all on defense, breach all on attack.
They played camera
Odin.
most of the times now on the defensive side for 2G.
And then,
on
ooh, I kinda like this
and
setup.
really, it's nothing watching middle. You're not playing a Viper. You can't Viper wall up. There's no turret to spot things out. You could potentially find a way to default on these extremities and re-hit towards the B side to give yourself a chance at least to plant inside B. Although it's not the easiest site to hold in the pulse plant, but at least it'll give you some saving chances on the attack side.
This guy actually gave him a shot back. Bro, relax. You know he's there. That was Mensa.
2G are really trying to draw out util. I mean, mind games between the two omens. But the press from AK, either towards B or towards A.
40 seconds. They got breach, or if they want a fast floods, you got two people heaven. Got an omen ready with an omen flash.
No one. Smokes in place for AK to have
breach or omen flash.
It's a paranoia to a rolling thunder from 2G.
Damn, the reply breach was pretty good.
And everyone passed the smoke. Somehow AK take damage, but only start to fall
double
down,
neon ult.
and are successfully able to plant before Spikes, the janitor on duty, is here to clean up. But it's Dante. So just a lightsaber battle between them in a 2v2 with AK panicking, stuck inside the room. Dante breaks out, loses to Luis.
Oh my, that's some low HP.
Sabando with Sabando at 11
Great
HP.
TP. Ooh, nice shot, bro. Nice shot.
And all tied up.
Oh my god, that was an intense.
There was some fast thinking though. TP make him think that he could be over towards the right as well. Hesitation. And then held the angle. Nice shot.
Now it becomes a rolling thunder to double overdrive to a paranoia being thrown on both
Insane
ends.
round, yeah. Double breach or into double
what's happening in that B side so far. But again, it just all got traded out where both of these teams found
that was the first round you watched coming in,
make
yeah.
Sure that none
Welcome.
of the opponents got value out of the rolling
it's been complete madness.
Combination, and it was up to both Neons.
This guy
to
gets
really
spammed, surely.
To leave it to a 1v1, but I don't even have time to talk about this. We're already going into round number 19, a push towards A main, and it pushes some players back for some information.
Oh, it might have paid off.
He's not TPing out. He might still be in a great spot to maybe catch one, but all Knights are still holding back towards
and the camera's nice and early enough that you might try. Oh, this is cool though.
Until then,
at least they changed up the camera for it.
The camera bait, where you thought Luis was dead for sure, and he trusted silence. As soon as you heard the camera got shot, Luis reacted.
Damn.
It's a number advantage for 2G, and it continues to boil down.
Really impressive, bro.
Aggression, keeping AK at bay. AK have no space to work with. Look how far Luis is pushing up, and Adverso can't line up the shot. That was not good.
Whoa, man, I want to see that Neon play again. That was unreal.
Luis continued to push towards the C.
That Neon play was sick, bro.
Control of the
dodges the stun, gets his own stun off.
Great mechanical skills by Spike to go for the double slide, really both catching. Really Dante to take him down. These guys have been watching each other's teams in terms of how to move mechanically. But with that, there was an opportunity there for Adverso to win that 1v1 against Luis, and then maybe open up the C side for a fast tempo. But in the end, unfortunately, there misses the shot. They lose the spike, and now the last two players have to save, which is fine now for 2G. With
there's three people that can't buy with him though.
Once again, take the
lead.
Dude,
I really hope we get a replay of that. That was awesome.
Trying to bring this to sunset if they can. Or sorry, they're trying to win the series. All Knights need to bring it to sunset.
Yeah, and I mean 2G are just barely having a lead, and they just barely have an economical advantage. And with these
they're gonna show it though, right?
Coming down to just these last 2v2s or 1v1s, like this was an important round for All Knights to win, and for not, they probably gonna have to save. And this is 2G getting ever so closer to knocking out their good friends to the lower bracket. And with M80 and Glorious down there, it's just not a great place to be.
Well, the guy tanked the Teva. Oh, holy, what is going on?
Some rifles out if you're AK, and man, does it hurt. Punishing 2G.
It's just like, there's so much going on. And then we switch POVs midway through. I think you can blame Prius for this twice, to be honest.
Took care of business. The Nightfall fully take over the site, not even smoking the high ground, giving a chance for Adverso to make up for the last round. And this is AK about to tie things up.
Yeah, not taking too much damage in the process. There's only Adverso so far that's been heavily damaged by armor only.
I mean, they got good money still. They're okay.
All Knights just decide to go for a death ball with the lower bar that they had, not trying to insert, not trying to promote the map, and just really trying to fight back against the early use of utility rather being used on the defensive side. So it works out in their favor. I'll take it, I guess, at this point. But I was going to mention before we got into the round how much it meant here for 2G from that bonus round.
This game's making Neon look mental, yeah.
But
But also equally,
All Knights have been
the trips when they're
battling
sending
with
over
economy,
towards C
and the
made
right
it
amount
also
of
like
utility
not
really
look
worked
great.
this map here against 2G's defensive side.
And after that force from AK, they give themselves a leg
Big
up.
win
They
for
are not
2G to take over
letting 2G
towards A
build
control. They got
any
fade ult for
win
retake.
streak.
That same camera over
Beyond
towards
a
C.
2-round win streak. Now 2G have to worry
Who am I rooting for?
about this round.
I don't care, man.
Exactly.
Whoever's the better team makes it.
That single round that AK won with that lower buy that they have, look at the economy for 2G right now. Yes, they could potentially buy some sort of scrap within the next, but that is a round that was needed here by All Knights to reset really the pacing and the tone that 2G's been pulling on their defensive side.
And AK are forced to play slow because of these Cypher trips that have been hurting Dante so much, but that patience pays off. And they catch Silence
Do they use Fatal?
Site. And AK leaving it open. Now spotting that fault line coming from Waterfall. AK will stand, ready for the smoke to drop. The spike will be planted while that vision is obscured.
Oh, this guy
2G
wins
have
the
a
round though,
split.
right?
And on a long flank, who other than Luis has a trip that will delay him. And AK are trying to capitalize on
they
this.
did the
Nightfall. 2G do not want to wait any longer.
They did the fade ult, and they don't expect this guy.
No,
don't tell me they lose this round.
And AK
No way.
messed up from this retake. And 2G
Ow.
managed to defuse at the last second to get up to 11.
Yeah, well done here by 2G towards the end. I mean,
3v5 retake.
All Knights off their timeout.
Oh, that's devastating, man.
Site was playing a little bit more passively with those trips
And
that
the
we mentioned before,
Omen
and how the
TP'd as well.
composition wasn't the best to break those
There's an
trips
Omen
or
flank.
to
Yeah, there's an Omen flank on the
allow
other side, right? He
your
TP'd past
star
the
duelists
trip.
to really get through here. If
I
it
mean,
wasn't for
there was
Powers or Aftershock.
both of the
So
Omens.
instead,
I mean,
they just throw a smoke
the
right in
Omen
the middle
close
of
should
the
have
C
won.
site.
I
They
didn't check
walk
what the
in to play
timing of the
contact with
Omen and
4
the
players
Cypher
there.
was as
It
well.
actually catches the defender in the back of the site and takes him down. But unfortunately, they couldn't hold the pulse plant.
Dude, we gotta have a replay at one point, surely.
So now 2G comes back with
There's so much going on that we need
sheer
replays.
raw power of aiming to be able to win that fight.
They fade away
All
and the
Knights are
Omen
still
went behind them
falling
again.
behind.
The Omen ulted. Wait, the Omen wasn't going for the flank, he ulted afterwards? Oh.
The lead has never
Dude,
gotten
I was too busy watching
too far
this guy
away
that made the
from
play.
AK. And Spike
When
will
they
not
did
be
it
sitting
again and
on
they didn't
downs
see the
this
Omen ult.
time. Orb for AK from the shadows and rolling
Oh,
thunder.
that's a giant play, man.
It's gonna be an easy sight.
But they basically
take
went
for
all
AK
in.
If the cards, and the stars
He ulted
align,
into
I
the
should
middle of the
say.
bomb site.
But it's the post plant
It's
that we have to
nuts.
worry about.
Still a lot of respect given for AK over to
Everyone's
2G.
making too many plays,
Initial
man.
tap
Everyone's
on
trying to
the
go
spike,
for
on the
crazy
orb,
stuff.
rather, on the C side, trying to see there's going to be a push moving through. They now capitalize on the orb and have a Rolling Thunder work with for the execution, and 2G realizes that after going into contact into the A main, they want to let this Rolling Thunder come back. They play so far back, and they'll play the retake in the site that they've been pretty good at so far.
Great read. Now the retake for 2G before AK gets set up. And man, AK just stood and realized and reacted.
Dante guy is really
And it's
impressive,
AK that
though.
bring this to 11
The
before
timing on some of the
spike
util there
even got
was
planted.
insane to
And
watch.
for them to not even feel too secure when the Rolling Thunder came out, to just react as quickly as they did to the defense retaking. Ooh,
Yeah,
it's intense.
Zap's feeling it too. He's like, oh man, that would have been something that we should have had at that point. And
Okay,
it
now their
seems
money
as though
can't be
their
good, though.
Attempt to flood retake before the spike went down kind of just bit them in the behind, because none of that utility really took down or
Replay,
concussed
yeah.
or
I felt like
really
a replay
slowed
for the
down
last 4 rounds
All
would have
Knights
been
here in the
incredible.
hit towards the site when they overtook that site. So maybe it was just misplaced utility, unfortunately, there. I really didn't allow here for 2G to fight back in that area. Which now ties up the game once again. We're
Oh,
back
it's the
and forth so
TV
far
in the
the
crowd
later
has a
half of
replay?
this second half
Yeah, but bro, I'm looking at
of this map.
the Doesn't even
Yeah,
take up
this
2% of my
may
screen,
be
man.
a map here picked by All Knights that's been looking pretty good.
Surely we
in
can
their
get
own
treated to it at
region here
home
in
as well.
LATAM. But also seeing that it's 11 here at this point, mirror matchups, they understand each other's playstyle, and it's only fair here. Just like they've mentioned,
I believe in
and just like you voted
TV
here in chat,
licenses.
how
I haven't watched
Pulse's team would
TV
be
for 10 years,
50-50.
man.
We are divided in the second map on the
Us,
mirror
probably.
matchup.
Talking about live TV?
Anyone can take this. This is as close as it gets. We truly have the best team showing
Reporting
up
me?
for
Bro, you don't need
Ascension,
it in
fighting
Iceland.
for that
Not that I know
one
of.
seat in the big leagues.
Dude, I don't have a
It's
TV in
usually
this
calling
house.
that timeout. Once they get any kind of energy going, man, they start getting loud. They get out of their seats, yelling at the crowd, yelling at their opponent.
Marvin59 with the
Now it's
Prime.
time to
Thank you
lock
so much,
in.
bro. Thank you for doing that. Welcome
The
into the Slug
overdrive
Club.
from Spike.
Bacon, stop talking about
Taking any
TVs,
kind
bro.
of aggressive
It's
positioning
11-11.
As Luis is discovered from the haunt, not punished. As AK will smoke, will try to grab the orb. That'll give overdrive to Dante.
Yeah, at least one
Or no,
away.
he's 2 away.
Yeah,
Oh,
at least
my pixels.
at least one away to get to pick whatever it is, right? The protocols are still there because I still like that call, because for All Knights, it's for them to decide now that we're into the later halves and into the final moments of the second map. It is quite important to potentially give the chances in your favor should you lose this round here, but they only went for the tap and still gave it up. They're not picking it up here because looks like for AK, they want to focus on their rifles. They could still buy for the rest of this regulation time. So they went for the tab, rotate back towards A. And again, it's been very difficult to deal with the Cypher utility on where it's being placed by Silence. A Laura buy could still be very good for a team like 2G as they've converted before in the past.
Kill Trip and a
2G.
fade
Will
with
Zap
Teva.
take the
Kill
bait from
Trip.
Baby Door. Now AK will
0
execute,
kills.
and they get hit by some huge paranoids, a lot of stuns, and AK will still stand in the corner to do what they can. It's Hinchop
How is
with
this guy
two,
still alive?
Savannah with the third, Spike with the
How is this guy
overdrive,
going
set
left,
30
right,
HP.
left, right,
He's
left,
gonna
right,
need
and he's
support.
still alive?
He's forced out by the aftershock. And AK
Okay, nice.
have
They got a
time
chance to
even
take this
get
to a
the play,
third
and
map.
It doesn't matter. They're up
Dude,
to
we got some
12.
mad stuff
That
going
is
on
so
right now.
insane
Why is this
how
so
he was
smart?
able to stay alive for so
on.
long in the
Yeah.
drop, but you definitely do see it from the coaching staff and the players, how they're hyping the crowd up rather. Another one of these battles where All Knights have to play the comeback. It didn't look like it was a comeback so far, but it's been going back and forth where 2G also still looked like they had full control of how they were fighting against their opponents in the macro play, and it really just came down to individual aim. But this time, finally, it looked much better and cleaner for All Knights on how they
Okay,
put it
one
towards
shot.
that A site.
And
fight
we
against their
decide
opponents,
to
and
go
it's not
aggro,
again.
and
We're slowing towards the
arguably that
C
should have been a
main,
kill.
but no kills, no hits, only Sepando. Lightly damaged, and they're falling back for All Knights' side to pivot towards A.
Insta reaction. We have a
GG, you're so good at switching
fade
it up too,
that
of
full
whether to
commits.
play inside of the A site instead of playing for retakes.
Dude, they go for some risky plays. We saw the
Yeah,
Omen
and
full
then
commit
sometimes just
here. We
going
got a
for
fade
retakes,
full
AK don't
committing
know
here.
what to expect, and
It's another
Camera.
camera bait.
spot a lot of numbers here at long A.
Camera bait into a jump
Silence, I
bait.
mean, there's just a sheriff for him
Oh boy.
at the corner. Oh, Prizey spot. He has a hero rifle, and then make the most out of it, catching AK with some stuns, and Nico will try to trade and do what he can. Now throwing out
I mean,
the
do what he
hunt
can. That
to get
was
info on
mental.
the other side.
That looked incredibly
Left of the
wild.
3v3 for the win for AK at 12. The spike left behind. Not a good spot when it's within Prizey's vision.
That's the thing. It's out in the open where the attackers are actually pinned in into 3 different positions, so they're trying to force the hand against Luis.
What are they doing? They're hunting for this guy.
They
We must
also
have an
a TP
Omen
to
ult.
work
We
with,
do
so
have
it
an
makes
Omen
sense
ult.
for them
Omen's
to
gonna
just
get
chase
out
them
of
down,
there.
'cause if they open up the C side,
Oh, he 40
it's gonna
TP
be
to
an easy
spawn.
TP that gets denied right away. That is the biggest kill that Luis could do
No
right now
way.
in regulation.
No way. And now they killed the Omen, and the Omen can't go get the spike. Holy, this is nuts. This guy's just gonna insta open the door and send it. He didn't open the door. He's gonna run to a trip.
Recover the spike. No, I think they barely
Oh
have time,
my god,
especially
the
now with
trip
2G
saved
will
him.
overkill, but the
This was
spike drops.
mental. What a round this was.
2G will force more rounds.
This was sick.
It is not over.
Switching sides.
He's
Overtime.
pointing at his
God, was
watch.
it a heroic play coming out there from both
That's
Luis
incredible.
and also Science. For both of those players to still be alive, that trip was also everything.
12-11, they
to
run
not
out
allow
of time,
All
and
Knights
he's
to move in
standing
for the
up pointing at his
last-second
watch.
plant,
That's
because
so
they did
sick.
look like they lost composure on that 3 versus 3 when Sabano was getting, or Luis was getting pushed down. So for him to get that kill onto
man.
Sabano was huge.
Dude, that was a fun round. There was so
opportunities
much
to
going
TP,
on. That
no
was awesome.
opportunities to plant,
That Omen
but
killing
an
the Omen
opportunity to
was...
fight into
Oh, that was
overtime.
everything.
Again, we couldn't ask for anything better in terms of a close matchup between these two teams.
No win streaks in a while for either team. This is so back and forth. Time to go and see who will get the advantage here in OT. It's 2G on offense first. Spike dancing against Dante, who's been his more aggressive counterpart.
Okay, the problem for 2G is
Now trips all over
they
C.
can't NC.
Something so difficult for these Neons to deal with. You pointed out the Prowlers, the aftershocks.
So they're gonna try and
Or
NC.
you can just shoot it, but you gotta then take your time. Your Neon
But
can't
how
go
do they break
crazy.
the trips?
Nico with the usual Odin buy to hold down the right side of the map.
They're just
draw out
spamming the
AK by
whole
just
time.
spraying.
Trying to spam every single possible one. Speaking of spamming, that guy almost
Seeing
could
the
go
nervousness
down.
around for both of these teams, both
Right there.
kind of hesitating on where they want to add the actual pressure in the very beginning. Avoiding the Odin in the very beginning and looking to
Ooh.
just contact play within the C site once again.
Ooh, the
But
breach
Sabano's
damage
ready
me.
with Tinshot. Cage is coming up.
Breach
Sabano
damage
has
means
time
they
to
can
use the
actually get there. He
paranoia
gets
that
out of there
bottom
24
kill.
HP as
And
well.
Tinchoff finished a second. They gave time for AK.
What are you
to
doing?
retreat to the back of the
Okay.
site.
Okay.
2G, step 1, got the spike down. 3 versus 4 though is what 2G have to face. It's a disadvantage. And also, now Waterfall is open.
Damn, this
Verso
guy's
gets
fast.
pulled in. Dante executes. And the numbers favor AK.
Okay, that was nice
And
though.
Silence did
That was
what
a
he could,
fast kill.
But it's AK on map point.
Wow.
Okay,
I
another
thought
go at
it
it.
was going to be the win con there. That fault line, or should I say the flash that was available here from Adverso, could have been the first thing to flash in and to allow All Knights to flood back against 2G when they had zero utility in the post line. But instead, I love that 2G identified
can't-
that.
I don't know why they
tried
keep
push
trying to
him
go
down,
C, man.
And he pulls back into the corner so that Dante could just slide down and get the backstab kills on those two players and not give one lick of a chance here for the post line to be held. And that calls out the timeout here for 2G's end. A map again where they looked like they had great control in the very beginning. But as soon as All Knights on their attack side, yes, they won a bonus round, or their gun run against a bonus that broke their economy, and they had to fight back. in their
Topher
favor.
Enjoyer,
Now
thank you
when
so
you're
much, man. Appreciate
hand in
the
hand,
8
even
months.
economy
Thank
in
you, thank you.
overtime, it's been looking pretty good for All Knights on the defensive side. And
The
now that they
coach,
have
yeah, the
equal
coach is
footing on the
cooking.
attack side, they may be able to close it out.
Just judging by what the coaches are talking about here in the tactical pause. It's all about tempo and timing. As the chaos ensues, that nervousness sets in. You gotta play off of each other. You gotta react. You can't get confused when all the dice are on the table. It's now All Knights on map point on their map pick. Going all the way to overtime. With back-to-back round wins from All Knights. Can they close it out? Or will 2G knock them into the lower bracket? They'd have to come back, and we got a game on our hands.
Oh, we definitely do. We definitely do with how chaotic
What is
it's
the
been
third
between
map?
both these
Sunset?
teams on how aggressive they've been fighting in these early rounds. And sometimes we're changing the tempo. It becomes an all-out battle in the post-plant scenarios, both of these teams. Very beginning of this round, though, on the defensive side, you saw the fault line come out on over towards A. And they just inserted Luis right there to continue to throw one-way smokes and hold that area so that the team could now focus on the same type of setup. The fault line setup from the B main into
I find
the
it weird that
camera,
they're getting
and maybe
so
just
wrecked
trying
by
to
the
delay
trips on C
with
that they
a
don't
C's power,
use
anything to just spray
Camera taken
the
out.
through the
same ones.
crossover towards the C site.
They do just like giving them the site though. I mean, the retakes have been good.
Gone.
But they're gonna try to push this guy
again,
back on A.
bait out the defense, maybe just
Oh, this
trying
is
to
gonna be
blindly
hard.
shoot at trips or where they think the camera was, and now you got 2G
It's gonna be
nervous playing off
Prowler
no
into
info, and
stun.
AK also smoked, made it look like they were gonna cross into C.
Done.
And Now the actual hit
And
is
you still
happening,
can't get
and
out, 'cause
holding
you're
up
sending it
close
through a
personal
one-way.
is Tucci. And Spike even using the walls to get back to a safe position. Even the teleport from Luis too. Is the defense with first blood.
Yeah, you just had to have Spike do a high-risk, high-reward there. Just spray through the smoke, crossing your fingers that it actually breaks and takes up an opponent down, and it took down the star player. Pivot now goes into the seaside, hit by the trip, TP across the battle behind!
It's the god play.
Hit that Tucci cannot keep up with. AK, the numbers back in their favor. And a safe plant will ensue. Coming up from behind, Zap. 2 at the top of the site, door open, drawing the attention from AK, but with the smoke in their way, there's a sense of security from AK as they focus forward to the top
Guys,
of the
chill.
site,
You got numbers.
where Spikes will not allow them to get through.
Wow, he
And it's
actually
Tucci with
went
a
god
pincer,
mode,
but as
man.
AK bunker down,
He's out here. He's just
they
ulting.
roll Tucci from the shadows. Sabando, now he's involved. Now it's Zap in a 1 versus 2. And he made his way into the site and has the high ground. Has no
Hey,
idea
what a
that the
round
hit
from
is
the
Waterfall.
Omen. That was
And there you have it.
sick.
AK, take
The
the map.
TP behind.
AK take their map pick and are able to
Crazy way
push
to win. That
it
was a
into
mental way to
sunset
win.
off the
This was
back
a
of Sabano.
unreal map to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
Ankles,
There was a
going
lot of
for
the time I
TP
was
while
pretty
he's
confused
hit
of what
by
was
a
going
trip
on
and
because the
solo
Devil Neon
holds
was wild,
the
but
site to make sure that they
it
push
was
this
awesome.
into a tiebreaker map.